My name is Ashish Sasmal, enrollment number 202, BTech CSE 4th semester. My topic is 555 timer as Bistable Multivibrator. Let's take a quick introduction about multivibrators. Multivibrator is the electronic circuit which is used to implement two-state devices like oscillator, timer and flip-flop. Multivibrators are sequential logic circuits that operate continuously between two distinct states of high and low. It means that the output of multivibrator will oscillate continuously between logic state 1 and logic state 0. Now, depending on the number of stable states, multivibrator can be classified into three types. The first is astable multivibrator. It has no stable states. The second is monostable multivibrator. It has only one stable state. This is also known as one-shot multivibrator. The third one is bistable multivibrator, which has two stable states. The multivibrators are also used to generate rectangular wave signals. Bistable multivibrator. Bistable multivibrator has two stable states, and at any point of time the output used to be in one of the two stable states. When some external trigger action occurs, then the output used to switch from one stable state to another stable state. Like in this example, initially the output is at stable state 1, and when this trigger action occurs, then the output changes its state from state 1 to state 2. When external trigger action occurs again, then the output changes its stable state 2 to stable state 1. The stable state 1 remains constant unless another external triggering action occurs. 555 timer. IC 555 timer is one of the most popular and versatile sequential logic devices. It has two comparators, comparator 1 and comparator 2. The voltage supply or the power supply is connected with three resistors which are connected serially. Each resistor has the rating of 5 kilo ohm. This is why it is called 555 timer. If we apply the voltage divider law on the three resistors, the voltage at this point is equal to 2 by 3 times VCC. This 2 by 3 times VCC acts as the reference voltage for comparator 1. And the voltage at this point is equal to 1 by 3 VCC. This 1 by 3 VCC voltage acts as the reference voltage for comparator 2. Bistable 555 timer. A bistable multivibrator is one of the easiest circuits that can be built using a 555 timer. It does not require a capacitor as an RC charging unit because the output of bistable 555 timer will be controlled by external trigger and reset signals. This is the diagram of 555 timer as bistable multivibrator. The pin number 6 here is called threshold pin. The pin number 2 is called trigger pin, and the pin number 4 is called reset pin. As we can see, the threshold pin is connected to the ground terminal here, and the pin number 2 and pin number 4 is connected to the power supply VCC via two resistors R1 and R2. When set and reset pin are pressed, then the threshold pin is connected to the ground terminal and the trigger pin is connected to the voltage supply VCC. Since the threshold pin is connected to the ground terminal, the threshold voltage is lower than the reference voltage of comparator 1, and we know In that case, the output of comparator 1 will be equal to logic 0. And the trigger is connected to VCC. It means that the trigger voltage is greater than the reference voltage of comparator 1, and the output of comparator 1 will be logic 0. Since the output of comparator 1 and comparator 2 is connected to S and R respectively, then the value of S and R is equal to 0, and we know that in such case, when S and R is equal to 0 in SR flip-flop, the flip-flop will retain its previous state. And whenever the circuit is turned on, the value of Q is equal to 0. So, the output of flip-flop will be equal to 0 also. And the output of 555 timer will also be equal to 0. This happens due to this output box here. It contains an inverter which inverts the Q complement value to Q. So, the output of 555 timer will always be equal to Q. When set pin is pressed, then pin number 2 is connected to the ground terminal. Pin number 2 means the trigger pin. And since the trigger pin is connected to the ground terminal, the trigger voltage in comparator 2 will be lesser than the reference voltage of comparator 2. It means the output of this comparator will be logic 1. And as previously stated, the output of comparator 2 is equal to logic 0. It means that the value of S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0. In such case, the output of SR flip-flop is equal to logic 1. So, the output of 555 timer will also be equal to logic 1. Now, once the trigger pin is released, then the voltage at pin number 2, will be equal to supply voltage. And then the output of comparator 1 and comparator 2 again will be equal to 0. In such case, the value of S and R is equal to 0, and the SR flip-flop will retain its previous state. And since the previous state is equal to 1, this time the output of 555 timer will also be equal to 1. When this reset pin is pressed, then it is connected to the ground terminal here. Or we can say that the reset pin will be at logic 0 value. So in this case, the flip-flop will get reset to logic 0 value. Hence, the output of 555 timer will be equal to logic 0. In this condition, the input at trigger and threshold voltage is not changing. So even after releasing the threshold pin, the output of 555 timer will remain to logic 0. This is the working of 555 timer as bistable multi-vibrator. In this timing circuit diagram, initially the output of 555 timer is logic 0, and when the trigger pin goes low, output will switch from logic 0 to logic 1. Once again, the output becomes low when the reset pin goes low, and when the reset pin goes low, the output also becomes low. So in this way, 555 timer bistable multivibrator stores either logic 1 or logic 0, or we can say that it can act as a flip-flop. The difference between a flip-flop and bistable multivibrator is that it can operate over the range of 4.5 volt up to 15 volt. So unlike flip-flop circuits, the bistable multivibrator will also work at high voltages. The 555 timer bistable multivibrator can be used to operate or drive a LED bulb. This 555 timer can source or sink up to 200 milliampere of current, so it can also be used to drive certain devices like LEDs. Over here, whenever the set pin is pressed, then the LED gets turned on, and whenever the reset pin is pressed, the LED will get turned off. So that's for all about 555 timer as bistable multivibrator. Thank you.